Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. I know that you're sitting there right now with a big smile on your face, and I'm recording this too with a beaming smile because how could we not? What a display that was yesterday from Barça against Atletico Madrid, and that's why today, what else are we going to do but look back on that performance? We're also going to be talking about Adama Traore and his stunning return to the Camp Nou, along with one of our other January acquisitions, the performance and especially the intelligence shown by Ferran Torres. And also coming up in today's video, in the spirit of all things cheerful today, I am going to be attempting to draw a line under the Ousmane Dembélé situation. It's all coming up. It truly is. So let's do it. But first, we return to that stunning afternoon at the Camp Nou yesterday. Atletico Madrid coming into the game. They were in fourth place, and it was so important that Barça handled the pressure of the occasion and got over the line. And we didn't just get over the line. We absolutely demolished Atletico Madrid on the way to victory. And I want to start with this, because this photo right here and everything about it, for me, it perfectly encapsulates that performance yesterday from Barcelona. You've got the team united as one, because above all else yesterday, what we saw was a real team. And look at Xavi. That is the sign there of a coach turning away from his team with a huge smile on his face. Because what we saw out there yesterday, it wasn't just individual brilliance. It wasn't just a team who stumbled upon their route to victory. This was a performance that was masterminded by Xavi Hernandez. And this is the beginning, the true beginning of his era as the coach of this club. And I think yesterday we were all in agreement that from every player and to the coach, magnificent. And of course, come the end of the game, we were all very much aware of what that meant for Barça in terms of the league table. We leapfrogged Atletico Madrid into fourth place there. And of course, meaning we are back among the Champions League places. And I do have to say, it would have been a truly wonderful weekend in La Liga. Almost perfect if it wasn't for that late Real Madrid goal with Sevilla, Betis, Atletico, and indeed Real Sociedad dropping points. And that's exactly what I want to look to next, because yes, now we're in the top four, but what we want to do as a club, keep looking upwards, keep moving forward, because now it's not just about being in the top four, we want to move higher, and we are just 2 points behind Real Betis with a game in hand too. And that is why, as much as this result was fantastic, as much as this performance was exactly what we want to see, what we're now looking to is those repeat performances, that consistency, and replicating this kind of level on a weekly basis. Because if we truly can follow this up and maintain this level, the sky is the limit. And I think especially there when you're talking about moving forward and what we can do moving on from this game and how do we replicate this kind of performance, one thing that I would look to, and it's kind of straightforward, but what I would say about yesterday is we scored 4 goals. We scored 4 goals against Atletico Madrid. That's the first time, by the way, that Atletico Madrid have conceded 4 La Liga goals since 2012. Not for nearly 10 years have they conceded that amount of goals in one game. That too was against Barça back then. And I just think yesterday we saw the floodgates open. For the first time under Xavi, we saw a team who was dangerous in every single avenue. And that was, of course, helped by those January acquisitions. You could see why Xavi was so key to bring in those extra attacking options, because that is what we needed. Because we all know about our defence. We know that Barca's defensive line, it's not going to be watertight. We're not going to keep too many clean sheets. Let's just be real about it. We've accepted that, and we know that we can't really address that problem now until the summer. So what can we do in that time now? In the time that we're waiting to really rebuild that, what must we do instead? Put the game beyond doubt. Put the game beyond any opposition. Because the reason why yesterday, despite the extra man, despite all of the pressure, they had the momentum, the reason why Atletico Madrid just couldn't come back, we scored 4. We scored 4 goals to put the game beyond them, and that would be the case for most other teams as well. Barca need to look to score and score and score again. Be ruthless, because right now for sure, our attack is most certainly our best form of defence. And of course, one of those additional attacking options that was so impressive on his return and his second debut, of course, in the colours of Barcelona, it was Adama Traore. And I think what summed up his performance and the kind of player that he is, it took him 100 seconds upon his return to complete his first dribble, to draw his first foul. That was absolutely incredible there, and that was a sign of things to come, because right the way, especially in that first half, he was picking the ball up with just unbelievable confidence, with a real aura about his play, and they couldn't get it back. They couldn't stop him no matter how they tried, and I think it's been a long time since we've heard that real gasp of excitement at the Camp Nou, when Adama was picking the ball up sometimes on the halfway line, just gliding past opponents. We haven't seen dribbling like that this season. We haven't had that kind of dynamism in our front line. And of course the question now, the question that is going to be coming, especially if these kind of performances are followed up, is Adama Traore going to be here longer than just a 6-month loan spell? And of course, what I would like to draw your attention to here is Joan Laporta's words, which I think have gone under the radar from Adama Traore's presentation, because Laporta said we have included that buy option of 30 million euros for Adama Traore, and we've included that because our plan is to trigger that clause. He said it's on him. He made a great effort on salary to be here, and we really do appreciate that. And quite clearly there, of course, Laporta is always going to say that, to make Adama Traore feel welcome and feel good. But I do believe him, because you look at it right now, he's 26 years old, just turned 26, he's at a good age, he's made a big wage sacrifice, he wants to be here, he understands the club and everything around it, and of course what you've got to do now, you've got to follow up those performances. What we're going to be looking for is consistency, and producing those kind of moments, those kind of displays on a weekly basis. But what you would have to say is that he's had a great start. He has had a perfect return here, and just as Laporta said, it'll be Adama Traore himself who decides his future. But another January acquisition in that forward line that I really do want to highlight here is Ferran Torres, because obviously we did speak about him yesterday in the player ratings video, about his movements, about the fact that he was really involved in all of our goals in some way. But I think also what you have to look at here is the fact that the game against Atletico, it was only his 4th match in a Barça shirt, but already under Xavi, he's been used right the way along that forward line. We've seen him from the right-hand side. We've seen him switch over as well to the left, and now as well being used down the middle in such a dynamic position. And you look at him, and he's not incredibly quick. He's not incredibly strong. That's not the reason why he's able to play these different kinds of positions. The reason why? It's all about intelligence. And that, for me, is exactly why Xavi wanted him so badly. Why Xavi knew that he'd fit into his team in so many areas. Because Ferran already, just 21 years old, he understands the game so well. And I think even another side of that as well, not just in terms of going forward, how he was able to make runs, how he was making himself available and dragging defenders away and all of that kind of stuff. But I think aside from that too, you look at when we went down to 10 men, you look at the way that he actually acted there in that kind of situation, you saw again that intelligent nature. He knew when to pass it, when to keep the ball, when to run and try and take on his man. He drew a few fouls, he wasted time. And what you saw there again was such a young player, but with a real understanding of game management. And that's what you get when you play under Pep Guardiola, when you play under Luis Enrique. He understands the game, and especially those high-pressured moments really well, and hard-working too. He was pressing, tracking back, flying into tackles as well. There is so much to be excited about, and so much to appreciate in this young man's game. And I'm so excited to see how he continues to develop in all of these different roles. But now we come on to another forward, and this player has talent. Yes, this player certainly has the potential. We've spoken about it for many years now. But Ousmane Dembélé was not on the field yesterday. He was in the squad and he was on the bench, but he did not appear in the 90 minutes against Atletico Madrid. Now, of course, the headlines came when before the game, Dembele's name was announced to what was not really a full Camp Nou at that point, but it was sort of partially full with people making their way in, and there were very very loud boos, very loud whistles when Dembele's name was read out by the stadium announcer as part of the substitutes. Now, before the game, Joan Laporta openly came out and said if we have to pay Dembele until June, then it's logical what Xavi says about using him in that time. He said, let's hope that he behaves professionally, and at the end of the season, we can say that this decision was the right one. I think that's really, really important there to actually see how much Laporta is trusting Xavi, how really he is 100% backing his coach, which is what we've always asked for from our presidents, to 100% get behind and support their coaches, and even if it means here, Laporta going against his own beliefs because he wanted to send Dembele to the stands, but with Xavi requesting for him to be involved, he has obliged, and that certainly deserves some credit. And now with that decision that's been made, you have Dembele as part of the squad, you have him available for selection. I think he's going to be used mainly when we desperately need something like him, maybe in a game where there's 20, 30 minutes to go and you need something different in a match when we're really, really desperate. Then we will call, then Xavi has the option to call upon Dembele. But I think obviously he's not going to be the priority. We're not going to be picking Dembele here ahead of other players in the team who of course have a future here. Players who've shown their commitment, who've made commitments to the club. I think it's only natural and it's understandable that those players are going to come ahead of Dembele in Xavi's plans. But if we need him, Dembele is going to be there. And I think what we have to do now, guys, and of course I've been very, very vocal throughout the entire Dembele saga. It's been, like I say, very emotional. But I think now that that decision has been made, Dembele's future for the rest of the season at least, has been decided, what we've got to do now is just find a way to move on. There's no need now, really, to focus on Dembele, to focus everything on him. The last thing we need is unnecessary distractions. There's no need to target anyone. There's no need to allow negativity to seep in to what is right now a really positive club situation. And I think right now what we have to do, just focus on the good. There's no need to even think about that. We don't need to even have any focus at all on that. We've got a great squad. We've got an exciting future. We've got an exciting present. There are so many fantastic players at this club, and especially forward players who we can really look to rely on and enjoy watching. That's our focus now. That's our priority. We are moving forward as a club, and let's just enjoy that. Let's enjoy this win. Let's follow it up. Let's keep moving forward. And what I'm trying to say, guys, is let's be happy. So indeed, guys, that right there is some full reaction to the brilliant, brilliant win. And I'm still so delighted about the fact that we delivered. We did it on the big occasion. We got the job done. And now that is the focus, about moving on, about making sure that this next game, we've got 7 days to prepare. We're back on the training ground. We're working hard to do it all over again. So of course there's going to be plenty of build-up to that derby match against Espanyol next weekend. There's going to be more videos to come for sure, and plenty more that we're going to enjoy discussing together. Please leave down below all of your thoughts and reaction to that stunning win. Enjoy your day and enjoy your week, because this deserves to be celebrated. Thank you indeed, guys, for all of your support and for your unbelievable reactions to these past few videos. It's been a blast, and I, of course, will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.